Hi everyone. Happy Friday, folks. Hope you're all well. Please hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. And thank you to the 30,000 of you as of today who have hit that subscribe button. 30,200. Just wow. I am in awe. I am so honored. I am so humbled. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I am my biggest critic and I'm still trying to get better at this every day, every week. And I still don't feel like I'm the best podcaster that I can be, but every day that you show up and you support, it gets me one step closer to being there. And I appreciate you all so much for your support. Showing up, donating. Thank you to LA, who bought 5 coffees earlier today. All of that just helps make the channel and make me better. So thank you. Right, let's see who's here. Almost 300 in the chat already. Hey, Church Nelly, Sonia, Brenda, Novi. It's always just so nice to see your names and to now actually be able to associate your names to like a certain avatar and know who the usuals are. But of course, welcome to all the newbies as well. Thank you so much, Kat Harlem, member for 17 months. Yay! Oh, thank you so much, Polena, one of the usuals. Love you. Thank you so much, Vanessa Shepherd. Okay, let's get to it. Now, I have absolutely no idea what's happening here with Camilla. The flowers were apparently just so lovely. She had to dig her nose straight in. So a best caption wins, but I cannot tell you what's going on here. Oh gosh. All right, let's start with the good news. Do you have some good news? So Smartworks celebrates their 10th anniversary, and they are delighted to share a message from their patron, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. And Smartworks is one of the charities that Meghan did hold on to from her time as a working royal. So she said, "Congratulations to the entire Smartworks community on 10 incredible years of transitioning lives. For the last decade, you have made a mark on women across the UK who have walked into your doors in need of more than just an outfit. They need someone to believe in them. As I've said before, you provide so much more than a handout. At Smartworks, you provide a handheld. Over the years, I've seen firsthand the unforgettable smile that comes across a woman's face when she receives the Smartworks experience of care, inspiration, and empowerment. Something changes for her in that moment and sets her on a path she may never have thought possible. At Smartworks, you are investing in the future of women and as a result, the world. I am so grateful to all you who make this work possible each and every day, celebrating you from across the pond and wishing you another amazing decade. And as someone who was the recipient of Smartworks help, it really does warm my heart to see this. I have been on job seekers allowance once in my life, and they referred me to Smartworks. And it's true, they don't just provide you with, new clothes. They also help you with your interviewing. They have somebody look at your CV. But I have to say, even just that little gesture of providing you with some new clothes to feel confident, to be able to walk into an interview, especially when you've got so much going on in your life, if you've lost your job, maybe other things are going on. And by the way, these aren't cheap clothes. Like these are a lot of the stuff that's donated is designer stuff. I think I got like stuff from LK Bennett and like some top designer brands when I went there. So they're not just, giving out rags. You really are made to feel like $1 million and that you can take on the world, while you're going through the hardship of looking for a job. And I was very delighted to see that Megan was working with this charity that makes such a big difference in women's lives. When I look at things like Smartworks, I do wonder, why don't men do things like this for other men? We're having this huge conversation right now about, crisis of masculinity and male loneliness and, men not having guidance in their lives. Where are the men's organizations, doing stuff like this for men? It's not always that you need millions and millions and to do these big gestures. It could just be letting someone know that, they're worth something and giving them an outfit and some help with their interview. Something to think about. Maybe we'd have a lot less Andrew Tates in this world. Thank you so much, Alan Benon. You said, did it look like the lady in red was petting? What? The stuff you guys come up. Wait, let me go back to the picture. Oh my god. No. Okay, what she's actually trying to do is like hold the flower thing. She's probably absolutely confused. Like, what is going on here? Like, I saw this picture and I was like, is this AI generated? Oh, thank you so much, Alan Benon. Rahini caption, nom 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 nom. Oh, you guys. Oh gosh. What did Camilla set herself up for? Camilla could have just had a very nice and easy life. Just married some aristo. But oh no, she had to go for Charles. Yeah, Jessica, job search can have a very negative effect on your self-esteem. I think at that point, I had applied for maybe 50 or 60 places. It's an awful thing to go through. LA, you said, I remember that Canada has a program for men. Patrick J. Adams donated it. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. All right, next thing. Also from Archwell. The Archwell Foundation has helped fund a report examining the roles that news media organizations play in the spread, escalation, and encouragement of online hate speech in Australia. Very interesting read. Now, of course, Australia does have outlets from Rupert Murdoch, like Sky, but also other regional outlets within Australia also. But Sky News and also, oh God, what's the other one? AU News are kind of like the two big ones. In fact, News AU, they actually misused one of my videos on this channel, falsely claiming that I had said negative things about Megan's book event. For those of you who are new here and weren't around during that era when this happened, let me update you. I did a review of The Bench, Megan's The Bench. I literally went to the store first thing in the morning, came back, did the review straight away. I was actually one of the first people to do a YouTube review. And so my video actually went a little bit viral first. And clearly they couldn't wait long enough for the hater channels to do their reviews. So they took my video, they took out the sound, and they put a caption over my video where I'm not saying a single bad word and said, even Megan's fans trashed the book. I then filed a copyright complaint explaining that my video had been misused, because with YouTube, they're very funny about things like that. You can't just say, oh, somebody used my video, so that's copyright. You've got to explain further. So obviously, because they had it was basically like misinformation, because I never said anything bad about the book. That then got copyright, done for copyright. So the video got taken down. But at this point, it's probably gotten about 175 175,000 views. So I then get an email from somebody at that news station, Murdoch-owned news station, saying that they will give me the revenue from the video if I take off the copyright strike, and if I allow the video to stay up, I'll get future revenue. I then dutifully told them that they could piss off, and if they have any money, they can give that to the indigenous communities and stop spreading misinformation about Meghan. She also said in the email that any further copyright strikes could affect their channel, which is true. If you get 3 and they're upheld, you basically are out. To which I responded to her saying, well, then you shouldn't spread misinformation. So great to see the Archwell Foundation not only helping to get this report done, but that it is focused on Australia, because a lot of the focus, I think, has been on the British tabloids. But this is a global problem. But certainly the problem is worse anywhere Rupert Murdoch is around. And the UK, Australia, and the US is where he dominates and has dominated for some time. So I will post that on the community tab later on if you want to read it in full. But here's what it highlights. While hate speech is rare in mainstream news media, I don't know if I'd say that, framing and sourcing and the negative representation of groups encourages hate speech online, a report by Purpose has found. Within its complex and evolving information ecosystems, news media institutions have enormous power to influence public discussion and catalyze online activity, the report said. For this reason, they require special attention and accountability when it comes to online hate. Funded by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the report examines the enormous power of news media to influence public discussion and online activities. Researchers reference the Weekly Beast report about how, during unrest in Alice Springs earlier this year, the media gave a platform to a cosmetic nurse who claimed to have witnessed child abuse in remote Indigenous communities, even though she had never worked in such a community and didn't live in Alice Springs. My God. I mean, so just basic fact checking like that, they're not doing. Oh, I think, okay, I know that my sound most definitely went just then. Hang on a sec, folks. Can everybody hear me okay? Because I think my sound did just go then. I saw my internet glitching. Just confirm that the sound is okay, please, before I continue. The sound is good? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so even just basic fact checking, like, did the woman live there? Oh, okay, well, great to see Harry and Meghan funding yet another great project. Also, over at GB News, the girls are fighting. Angela Levin, she seems to be going after Lawrence Fox. So Lawrence Fox tweeted, "Just so we are clear, I would rather scrub toilets for the rest of my days and retain my dignity." And then Angela Levin quote tweeted and said, "A very rich man keeps Lawrence Fox, nothing sexy about it. So he is very unlikely to scrub toilets and he knows it." So basically, Lawrence Fox has a sugar daddy somewhere. Now, who this person is, Angela Levin does not say. But for sure, Lawrence Fox is not employed enough to be living the lifestyle that he does. There's got to be someone funding him. I do think that there are people out there that fund nefarious figures like Lawrence Fox to push their own agenda. So this doesn't surprise me to hear this at all. What I am surprised by, though, is why Angela is sitting on such a high horse and hating on a man that she is no different from. She sits on GB News and spews hatred and nastiness all the time. Often about Meghan. In fact, almost every single time that Angela Latrine is on GB News is talking about Meghan and Harry. So I don't know what's gotten Angela Latrine's knickknacks in a twist that she's going after Lawrence Fox, but here we are. Crabs in a barrel. A very funny tweet from Moment saying Angela Levin is about to concoct a love triangle story in 3, 2. I mean, Angela Latrine really wants to be buddy in this picture with Harry. What she wouldn't do to be buddy in this picture. Nobody actually seems to have a video of this particular moment. Hilarious. I think Buddy was a great mascot. All right, let's go to your comments. Yes, Trollisha. That's her next nickname. Angela Latrine, Trollisha, and I think Baron calls her Troll Doll. Okay, thank you for confirming that the sound is okay. I did worry a little bit because internet in some places of Bali isn't fantastic, but we seem to be doing okay. Yes, Mina, they are turning on each other. And they will turn on each other even more as the money well continues to dry up. Amy Fan, I really want Meghan to sue Angela for libel or slander. Yeah, I think we all do, but we know that the Sussexes pick their battles very carefully. And so far, I think they've done very well in how they've done that. Because on almost every occasion, they've had a win. I do think ultimately these people will destroy each other. And there's only so much that I think Harry and Meghan have to actually do themselves. Yes, Ginger Lily, because there is no honor amongst thieves. All right. Next thing. Republic, the anti-monarchy group. They are having a Republic Day in Trafalgar Square on the 4th of May in 2024. Wow, so they're getting y'all ready early. They want to give you ample time to get your signs ready. 12 p.m. on the 4th of May 2024. Wow, it seems like they really want to go hard for this one. Now, I didn't do any further digging into this, so I don't know why they picked the 4th of May, but wouldn't that actually be around the... Oh, that would be the anniversary of the coronation, wouldn't it be? Let me just double check that. There's got to be a reason they picked that date. Because the coronation was on the 6th, right? Let's have a look. Yes, it was on the 6th of May, so it will just be on the eve of the crowning. So good date to pick. Jessica, isn't that Tripping of the Colors? Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Tripping of the Color 2024. No, 2024 is going to be on June the 8th. No, so it's on the pretty much on the eve of the coronation. Yes, Joseph, Angela Latrine. I don't know who started that one. Was that Baron? Whoever started it, you're a genius. Thank you very much. All right. But yeah, anybody who's interested in going to that, get your signs ready. Also, this I discovered today. I was today years old when I found out that Charles had a fashion collection with Neta Porter. Did anybody know about this? This was in 2020. I mean, I guess we were all too busy with the Mr. Thieve virus to worry about fashion, especially any fashion by Charles, because we were all going into lockdown. But I had no idea that this has even happened. This is like a blip. Who did anyone buy this? Who bought this? What happened to it? Were these the clothes in? I mean, to be honest, the clothes aren't terrible. This is like classic, country club, quiet luxury office wear, cocktail bar, Soho club. Like, it's not terrible. I just didn't know it happened. And I thought that Royals didn't do Hollywood fashion on fashion lines and stuff like this. Miranda Ross. I never heard of it. Yeah, this is the first time. First time I'm hearing about it. Let me find the official Invictus channel laughed at Omi's post. I didn't see that. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, Wendy, Charles a fashionista. Oh gosh. Oh. All right. Let's get on to some other stuff, shall we? Kate and William. Let me just say this before I get to it. The reason that these people can have this level of audacity is because you know that there are going to be some black people that show up that day and have their pictures taken and allow themselves to be used for PR. So I think it's important that we acknowledge that. That is the reason that they can have such audacity. But here we go. Release from Kensington Palace. William and Kate will visit Cardiff to celebrate Black History Month. To celebrate the 75th anniversary of the arrival of the HMT Empire Windrush to the UK and mark the start of Black History Month, William and Kate will visit Cardiff to meet members of the Windrush generation to celebrate the work of diverse community groups in the area. Whilst in the city, the Royal Highnesses will also visit a local school to hear about the extensive range of opportunities they offer pupils in the curriculum and the work they have been doing around the Windrush generation. Right now, in government, there is so much dehumanization against people of color, against immigrants, against refugees. Another thing that also, I guess, annoys me about this is just a single-mindedness of when the royals choose to engage in thing to do with Black History Month or Black people at all. It's always kind of like through the lens of I'm trying to be careful with my words here. I just wish there was, if they're going to engage, and to be quite honest with you, I don't really care whether or not they do or don't. To me, it's all just PR anyway. I don't understand why there can't be why they can't engage in other ways, or like there's so much more to celebrate when it comes to Black people in the UK and British history, or even just in the present time. I feel like first and foremost, given that when they went to the Caribbean, right, um, that it was almost like they were forced to engage and forced to have any type of meaningful conversation, which they didn't want to have. It was the PM that kind of stuck it to them and was like, well, we're looking at, leaving the Commonwealth. And then to come now and be like, oh, we're going to celebrate Black History Month by meeting with Windrush generation people, when that whole Windrush situation was going on, you never said anything. And why, during Black History Month, can we not also engage in other things, or celebrate in other ways? Why are they only focusing on the Windrush generation, given how controversial that whole thing was. I'm not saying that they shouldn't at all, and it's worth, giving those people um the attention that they deserve. But I would also like to see us, looking at other things. Do you guys kind of get what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. I'm gonna take calls, by the way. Um, but yeah, to me, it just kind of seems like, once again, doing PR. You never said anything when the whole Windrush generation thing was going on. So why kind of continue with this now? Yeah, grab your aunties and uncles, please. Do not let them go near them at all. Kat Harlem, you said Black Brits standing by and saying nothing about William Kate coming to their community for Black History Month and commemorating Windrush generation next month is exactly why they have no power. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I can't really argue with that. Um, it's why they have no power, and it's why the institution continue to have the audacity. Because really and truly, Windrush generation was slapped in the face. Yeah, the nerve. Hey, Connie Balmer, how you doing? St. Mary, William and Kate are so annoying. One black person entered their family and they hated her out. I hope no black person allowed themselves to be used by these two boring bodies. Unfortunately, they're going to be. And you want to celebrate Black History Month, but you bullied the only person of color who came into your family of black descent. Like how? Gingerly, you said, why doesn't Voldemort use his considerable power to get the government? Well, it wouldn't be William at the moment, would it? It would be Charles if he was going to do anything to compensate the Windrush generation that was wrongly accused of being in the UK illegally. He is so revolting. Yeah, I mean, they can um, seemingly pull the strings when it's convenient to them, but when it comes to the communities who they want to use for PR, they get absolutely nothing. Like you said, you wish they would back up their support by putting their actions behind it, right? Um, this seems like they are checking a box of optics. Yes, that is one part of what I was trying to say. Um, but also, I just feel like there's so much in this country. There's so much in Black British history to celebrate, to highlight, and I also just wish that would also get attention also, like, as well. It's like they have no sense of like the way Harry and Meghan will like work with different charities, different organizations, highlight different people. It's like they have this one track mind. Hi, Thrive and Stride. Hope you're all doing amazing as well. Yeah, it's really just a mockery. Lovely Rose. But like I said, it's because people are going to show up and allow themselves to be used as props. And so as long as that keeps happening, they're going to continue to have the audacity. Merlin, you said, correct me if I'm wrong, but were they not returning the descendants of the Windrush generation? I did think, yeah, some people got deported, and then actually when William and Kate were going to Jamaica, they stopped some of the deportation flights so that they could go to Jamaica and not have to deal with that controversy. Insane. Yes, after the treatment of Meghan, the nerve is bigger than a mountain, for sure. For sure. Okay, let's go on to the next thing. Dan Wootton. By the way, I don't think that Dan Wootton has really been cancelled at all. I think that GB News jumped on this whole situation with Lawrence Fox because it was just an easy way out. But anyway, this I spotted on Twitter. It says Dan Wootton's dramatic downfall these past 48 hours has drawn some fitting comparisons to Al Capone getting done for tax evasion. All of a sudden, he's persona non grata from GB News, not because of the multiple, well-sourced allegations of serious sexual misconduct and workplace harassment that have clouded him for months, but because he sat grinning like a wallaby, like a wallaby getting his balls tickled, as one of his guests delivered a hugely sexist rant unchecked. However, there was a little more going on behind the scenes. Even though on screen they might have just looked hopelessly out of he might have just looked hopelessly out of his depth. The reason Wootton has incurred the wrath of his bosses is because he has repeatedly and actively ignored multiple management commands. From the start of Fox's rant, the voice in Dan's earpiece was telling him to stop Fox. So he pushed back and apologized, and he tuned it out. Then one of the senior bods drafted an apology for him to read out after the item, and he skipped past it on the auto cue. Then the top brass were on the phone to the studio insisting Dan apologize on air, and he just didn't. So there you have it. And this is what happens when you have a psychopath that hasn't been held accountable for anything, just thinking, he can do whatever he wants. He's not even listening to his bosses. Oh. Wendy, you said William and Kate's charities are all failing or bankrupt. Yeah, I think a couple of Kate's went bankrupt. Hi, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Yep, Len, I think he will be back. I think this is just a temporary blip. However, I did see one of the guys from Byline Investigates. He said that the allegations that have come out and that they've covered are only scratching the surface. Let me actually get that. Do I have it on the slide? Yes, I do have it on the slide. Here we go. Sorry, I do. Here we go. Yes, Peter Duke saying the thing about the Wootton story, and you can quote me on this in a couple of months. Ooh, we're only just scraping the surface. Everything that I have heard about Dan Wootton so far has been some of the most disturbing things that I have ever read. So if they are only scratching the surface with this, what is coming next? Also happening over at GB News, this guy who dresses like a vicar, Dan Calvin Robinson, he's also been suspended from GB News. Now, I don't know why he's been suspended. They got Omid, like the rest of us, laughing about it in the comment section on Twitter, but he has been suspended. I didn't care to look into why. They're all annoying to me. And Ofcom has received over 7,300 complaints. Ofcom that does absolutely nothing. I mean, isn't Ofcom actually meant to fine people when they make mistakes? But I don't think those fines are ever big enough to actually make any difference or to put people off. But yes, the ancestral juju just keeps on coming. And I don't believe that this whole situation with Dan Wootton is over at all. Also, somebody else said that actually, in a way, as annoying as it is that Dan and the other individual, Lawrence Fox, is only getting their comeuppance now, despite the fact that these people have bullied Meghan for 7 years. Perhaps it's better it happened the way it did, because if Dan Wootton or any of these people had been fired because of Meghan, the amount of hate and vitriol on top of everything that Meghan gets, I don't even want to imagine it. So perhaps the fact that it was directed at this other lady in question saved Meghan, a woman of color, from just the increased vitriol that she would have received. Because I can't even imagine, given everything that we've seen the last 6 years. And that continues. Oh, thank you so much, Dominique, new member. Thank you for joining the asylum. FYI, folks, you can also join as a member via Buy Me a Coffee if you want to join. I'll put the link in the chat. Joan Hickey, you said, I can't believe that Wootton has fans. And some of those fans were even sending donations when he was trying to do some kind of fundraiser. I mean, this guy earns, what, over 600,000 a year? And you're doing a fundraiser? Truly milking it. All right. Lydia, you said Paul Burrell should be banned because he labeled Meghan a predator on the program. I mean, they have said some awfully nasty things about Meghan, about Harry, even about Doria. They even went after Doria. You had Tom Bauer calling her a drug pusher with absolutely no evidence whatsoever. Right, this also popped up. People obsessed over Meghan's ring. Mind you, nowadays, most married women I know don't actually wear their jewel, like their actual diamond ring, on most days. They tend to wear it when they're going out somewhere nice or over the weekend, and they just have their wedding band. And I don't know why they're focused on Meghan's wedding ring instead of the missing jewels from the royal vaults. And then they're also making up lies saying that William is hunting for Diana's missing diamond ring. I mean, I know that Meghan's actual ring, I think it had some diamonds that were from another piece of jewelry that was owned by Diana, but the blue cursed ring, William got that and he gave that to Kate. So I don't know if this is some kind of attempt to, begin to try and implicate Meghan in the whole saga with the missing jewels. They're going to try. But they don't need to be worrying about, whether or not Meghan's wearing her diamond ring or her wedding ring. Deflection and projection, as always, with these people. Because there are no issues with the Sussex marriage, but there is very clearly something going on with the Welleses. Right. With that said, I think I will take a few calls if anybody wants to come up before we wrap things up. Here is the link if you want to come up. Anna, you said, I don't wear my wedding rings only when I go to an event, but I certainly know I'm married. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's what most people actually do. Even me, like when I get married, I don't want to walk around with some big sparkler all the time, especially if it's worth a lot. I'll keep that in the vault and just wear a nice, little wedding band. And then I can wear my nice sparkler on the weekends. I think that's what most people tend to do nowadays. Jessica, you said, I have come to realize that this kind of depth and hate and corruption can only be taken off and eradicated by the Almighty God because it is evil from the pits of hell. Indeed, it is truly evil from the pits of hell. But I think there are people trying to move us forward. We have raised hell online, and I think sometimes it's easy to just kind of feel down and, oh my God, when is this going to end? Guys, let's just remember what an incredible amount of impact that we have had on raw reporting and the way in which we've pushed back, it has had an effect. To the point where they even know our names and are so irritated by us that they can't, keep us out of their own mouths.
The Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad.
Yeah, exactly. Say our names, and stay mad about it. So unfortunately, change isn't always fast. But can you imagine if there was no Sussex Squad? Can you imagine if there had been one in the Diana days? The reason that the media and the royal institution got away with it was because the mainstream press had so much power back then during the Diana era. And now they're all getting their karma one by one, and they actually have a challenger now. And they've got a challenger in the squad. They've got a challenger in Harry and Meghan, who are no longer part of this institution and so can push back. So let's take stock of the good things as well. All right. Mina, I'll let you go first. Come up.
Hey, Ann, can you hear me?
I can hear you, darling.
Okay.
But there's a bit of an echo in the background. Do you want to try again?
Sorry about that. That was a bit ghetto.
No worries.
Yeah, well, all I gotta say is I'm so happy. Little man Wooten, you getting your karma, if not more. I hope eventually GB News does fire him, but I don't know if that will ever happen. But I'm gonna celebrate the small victory.
Yeah.
Because a win is a win, as people say. Let's see here. I can already see the whole Rhoda media going against each other one by one just to stay on top and get ahead, but it's all gonna crumble down one by one. All they had to do was just leave Harry and Meghan and their family alone, but no, y'all wanted to keep pushing, and guess what? We pushing back.
Yeah.
And I don't feel sorry for Nat now, Rhoda media, the press, because you get what you put out. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Mina.
You're welcome.
Ciao. Rahini.
Hey, Squaddies.
Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me? I'm still very sickly, but I have escaped from the hospital. I ran away.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm tired of them taking so much blood off of them. I have a cough and it's not going away, and it's like I'm tired of the hospital. But thank you to all the squad for their well wishes towards me. This Dan Wootton, what's his name, Lawrence Fox thing. We could do a master class on an entire episode. Sorry, I'm moving the fan. on excuse me, on men who think that women are here for their gaze, because what makes him think that she wanted to sleep with him? Like, where did you shoot your shot and she shot you down? Right, and then Dan Wootton smiling. I'm like, Dan Wootton, did you think he's gonna sleep with you if you reject her? What the hell? It's ridiculous. And it seems to me that these right-wing media, there is this this feature of them that they cannot come back with a coherent argument to somebody they disagree with. All they do is to go straight to the dog whistle. If that doesn't work, they go with the misinformation, right? And if that don't work, they come with the ad hominem attacks, right? Which is beyond ridiculous. So, and it's easy to do that because to do that successfully, you create an atmosphere where it is normal to dehumanize people. Because I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, what does your attraction to her have to do with the point that she made? Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. But this is the norm, because we saw this happen a little while ago on Fox with Chelsea Handler when she was talking about being child free. You have all of them going on and on about she's unpleasant and like, what that had to do with you? What her uterus has to do with you? If it is you have an issue with not having kids, then come up with a coherent response. But you see, there isn't any. There isn't any because they know they're wrong. They know they're plain simple wrong with their argument. So instead, let me gaslight, let me lie, let me put all those dog whistles that have people up in arms, right? And then let me dehumanize the person, right? And, you know, a lot is said about the fact that they seem to want to finally give justice when it has happened to a white woman. You know what? I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. And I also know that this was simply their strategy to neutralize Dan Wootton, because he have everybody taped. So they are scared of him. They are terrified of him, and this was it was an easy way. It's like when they caught the son of Sam, a serial killer. It was a routine traffic stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A routine traffic stop, and they caught him. And Dan Wootton, imagine you have been stalking and dehumanizing a princess of the realm for over 7 years, but you get fired for laughing. That is some good karma. And I like it. I'm not mad. I'm not going to complain about it. Yes, I see the double standard, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. And you know, you said something that was very true, that if he was fired because of Meghan, it would have ramped up the hate. And what would have happened is that once he left, he would have been even more popular. So he could have been a YouTuber, do the whole podcast routes, and he'd have been a lot more powerful. So maybe this way he could be neutralized, he could go on his way, and I don't really care. And so I'm glad about it. I'm glad. Next is Pierce. Pierce, he seems to be the Teflon done, but we'll see. We'll see. And as for Peggy and Kitty, you know, my mind harkens back to that moment when they staged the reporter asking them, "Are you a racist family?" Right? And William goes, "We're definitely, did you know he stuttered? Definitely not a racist family." While you are flanked by two black people, right? One of whom is a tall, big booty black girl in braids and African print. It was as if he called 1-800-RENT-A-NEGRO and asked for the deluxe package, right? So I am like, do they not have the same budget? Because do they not have the same budget? Because how is it that you go to the same agency and you're like, "Hey, we need to do something for Black History Month," and they send you to Wales?
Yeah.
Do you not have the same budget? Like, I don't know, maybe they're trying to cut costs. Inflation.
No, but like, why would you go? Why would you go all the way to Wales? Like, you wouldn't even just stay in London. And there's like so many communities that they could engage with. Well, they don't even have to go to London. Like, London gets attention, but there's places nearby, right, where they could engage.
Isn't the Grenfell thing, the Grenfell situation, isn't that like in Cambridge? No, where you are the Duke of, isn't it near there?
Yeah, no, it's near them. It's near them in Kensington.
Right. So, or in Kensington, yeah, but that's where I live, like right there. But they didn't have listen. Charles tell them they need to cut costs. So instead of going to you know the premier agency 1-800 Rent a Negro, they went to Discount Negro, and this is what they get. Hey, go to Wales. So it's economical. So we're gonna have to applaud him for that. But that is our Peggy and Kitty. I hope this time there will be black reporters. Remember the last time there was no black reporters and she was in her white power suit?
Which
You remember that?
Which appearance was this?
No, I think it was last year. Last year they did some Windrush thing, and remember when she was in the white power suit, and they were like, "But it is Black History, it is Windrush. Where are the black reporters?" Because black reporters were. So let's hope this time he remembers. You know what? It's Black History. Are we forgetting something? Let me see. We have the gimmicks. We have the decorations. Oh, I know, black people. Let's not forget the black people this time, guys. Let's not forget the black people. So let's hope they can pull it off. So if any of you haters are listening, remember, whisper in his ears, don't forget the black people, because it's Black History Month. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I
and you have to you have to send me an address.
Oh, yeah.
I private message you on Instagram.
Okay, I will.
And you didn't respond there.
Thank you. I'll either message you on Instagram or via email. But I do have to say I actually do remember there was an article about Kate and her suit, and it's like the way they worded it was just like, wow, there's no way that they didn't do that on purpose. But now I remember what you're referring to. Like they're so unforgettable that it just missed me. But thank you so much, Rahini, and I hope you do feel better and take your vitamins as well.
Yeah, I know. Don't forget to send me the address.
Yes, I will do. Thank you so much, Rahini.
Yeah. Have a good day, squaddies.
Was there? I think Roseanne wanted to come up. And he went down. Do you still want to come up, Roseanne? I'll put the link in. If you still want to come up, I'll just give it a sec. If she still wants to come up. Sonia, you said it doesn't make any sense that they would fire Dan Wootton for laughing. He has done worse things. Yeah, and I think Rahini and everybody else who's saying it is right in that this is just an easy way out for them. They don't want to take responsibility for, what was going on and all the evidence that's come out because they're clearly protecting him. But yeah, October 3rd when Kate and William show up Black History Month. Oh my goodness, if I speak for real. Truth Dilly, fired for laughing. Well, that's made my day. Yeah, ain't no way he was fired for just that. Please. All right, I don't see Roseanne coming up any more. So I think we might just end the podcast there. I will just finish with a comment. Thank you as always, everyone. Thank you for everyone who donates and for y'all just giving your time. Truly appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much, Catherine, for the 5 copies. You said, I am an avid listener since Tina and Michelle left. I love your podcast. Be safe in your travels. Thank you so much, Catherine. I have actually spoken to Tina and she's willing to come on at some point. It's just finding the time. And I would actually love for Tina to come on and for us to have like a big like call in. And I think eventually like all of the big squad channels should have like some kind of like major call in. It's just like trying to decide like whose channel would we do it on. I wouldn't actually mind doing it on Baron's channel because I think he has the most subscribers out of most of the out of like the raw space. So I think it would just make sense to do it on Baron's channel. But I think we should have like some kind of major call in, like maybe if we did like a squadathon actually. I think we're due another squadathon. Like I can't believe we actually managed to do like 12 hours. And I remember, for those of you who are around during that time, it was a fundraiser that we did. I think we raised over like 25 grand for Invictus. It was a 12-hour squadathon. And it was because the Derangers would make fun of the fact that the Sausage Squad podcast would sometimes be 3-4 hours every Sunday. So we were like, okay, you want to make fun of a 3-4 hour podcast? We'll do a 12-hour podcast and raise thousands for charity. Well, you lot can't even raise a 10 for anything your faves do. So I think we're due another squadathon at some point. Rochelle, does Wales have many black people? Well, I'm sure Cardiff's a city. So yeah, I'm sure it's pretty multicultural. I've never actually been. Does anyone live in Cardiff? But I'm pretty sure because it's a city, it must be quite multicultural. Thank you so much, Elaine Park, for coming along. Yes, Classy. Well, you're late, but you can join the replay, gang. Yeah, I absolutely love this picture of Harry holding the mascot's hand like a child. Buddy was a great mascot. Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, I would definitely try and get Tina on again. Oh, Roseanne, your phone battery died. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, we'll do call-ins again next week. Yeah, Elaine, it was an awesome 12 hours, wasn't it? I wonder if they still have that video out, actually, because they privated a lot of the videos. Thank you so much, Connie Balmer, for the super sticker. Mel JK, you said, anything William and Kate do and bring black people into or come near are just PR stunts. These two are not serious. What about Archie? Yeah. I mean, you had Royal Rota out here calling Archie frog spawn. You had that so-called comedian, putting a picture of Archie as monkey. And they never said anything about it. But when it suits them, they want to use people of color as props. I mean, I would just never ever forget William and that, comment of "we are not a racist family," with a black woman with freshly done Senegalese braids and a kente top walking right next to him. Oh my god! I feel like I need to get that clip and have it on standby the same way I have all of his other funny sound bites on standby. Because my gosh.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's just more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So,
The best of William. A smile here and there. And also we're gonna get you some money for your little magazine. Oh dear. Oh dear. Rahini, Baron is doing a marathon for New Year's. Nice. Oh well, if he's doing a call-in, then I'll definitely call in. Josie, you said, you think they're off to Cardiff because it's less risky? Can't try that in London. Maybe you're right. All right. That'll be all for today. I will see you tomorrow, folks. If there's any news, enjoy your weekend. Relax. Good vibes only. Ciao, ciao.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.